everyone. Today we are making rhubarb pies and lots of them. Oh, it's loud in here. So it is rhubarb season, and a friend of mine had this great idea. Instead of actually just dicing, I better wait. She had this great idea to actually make the pies and freeze them, which I don't know why I never thought of that before, because I've done it a lot with cranberry pies and apple pies before. So we have stations set up here. The goal is to make probably, what do you guys think, 10 pies? Do you think you have enough crust over there? We're thinking we're going to be able to make at least 10 pies, and I've got the station over here. I'm making pie crust with an excellent pie crust recipe that always rolls out nicely. Emily has come up with a fantastic easy way to dice up the rhubarb. She's running it through the slicer with the with the slicing blade of the food processor, which is making very easy work out of a very tedious job. Joe over here, what are you going to do with that knife, buddy? You got to turn the knife over. There you go. Looks like Joe's going to do some cutting of some rhubarb. And then over here, I've got some boys here. Men. They're men. And they are making pie crusts, or at least rolling it out. Attempting to roll out pie crust. So that is how we're doing it here today. We're going to try to make this go as fast as we possibly can by all working together. These are the two recipes that I'm making. We're going to make half of them this rhubarb pie here, which has kind of like a little bit of a crumb topping, and another half of them are going to be this rhubarb nut pie, which is very similar to a cranberry pie that I make. I really can't explain it without showing it to you. Actually, I might have done a video making these cranberry pies, possibly around Nick's. If I can find where I did that, the cranberry nut pies like this, I will put a link in the description below. But otherwise, these are the two. We're going to just do half rhubarb pie and half rhubarb nut pie. So I'm just going to put an edge on the pie crust here. It's really not that complicated of a thing to do. It kind of does take a little practice, but even a not so pretty pie is still a tasty pie. So anyways, this is my favorite way to do this, okay? If you're looking to learn how to make an edge on a pie crust, I just take my thumb and finger, pinch it, grab some dough, take my other finger, which in my case is my right hand finger, and I just push it down against my pointer. Pinch, push, and then squeeze together. Lift, push, pinch. I guess that's a good way to say it. Lift, push, pinch, and I just go around. Now, the boys are making the pie crusts, and so there are a couple spots where maybe on the edge they're a little bit thin, but that's all right. You just kind of grab the dough and pinch it up into place when you get back to the beginning. There you go. Another super easy way is to just take a fork and just press the tines along. That works really well too. Very simple, very fast. I already made my first mistake. I should have read my directions thoroughly. I was supposed to mix the sugar and the flour and the egg all together and pour it over the rhubarb, but I missed that. So anyways, I just kept on going, and I'm sure the pie is going to work out just fine. Emily's got the little crumb topping here, and she's going to pour that over, and that will be the first pie all done. That's a lot of crumb topping. Okay, so we got the final word. We're going to have a total of 9 pies. Wow. Okay, we're going to put this into a 2-gallon freezer bag, freeze it, and then we'll bring it out in a couple months and make some pies.
Oh. Come on, lard. Whoa, this is not.
The fork method is perfect for when the crust doesn't quite make it to the edge of the pie plate. And voila. So I'm going to actually put the first pie right in the oven to bake for tonight because everyone was like, what? You're not going to make one of these right away? So I figured I better do that.
We're making one.
We're making one. You want to slip it in there, Sam? Oh, I need to clean my oven so badly.
Top shelf?
Middle.
No.
Or whatever, right there. Okay, looks great. We're on to the next style pie, which is called a rhubarb nut pie. It's really similar to the first one we made. So all we did, take a crust, put in about almost 3 cups of rhubarb, sprinkled over a whole bunch of chopped walnuts, and then, oh, and our second mistake was made. We're supposed to put brown sugar with the nuts on top of the rhubarb, but Emily accidentally mixed it in. But again, it's going to be just fine. And this is what? Some butter, an egg,
Flour, white sugar, and brown sugar.
Okay. So this is very similar to what is oftentimes called a cranberry pudding pie, made with rhubarb instead of cranberries. So you really can do it with just about any fruit, and it does taste good. So we got all 10 of our pies done, and it didn't take us all that long. I was actually surprised, but there were 4 of us actively working on it. Now it's just the hard part, or really just kind of the putsy part, which is all the cleanup that comes along with it, because if you have ever made pie crust, you know that it makes a lot of mess. There's flour everywhere, and you cook with kids, there's always a mess too. So, and I guess they're not all kids. I shouldn't say that. I've got adults working with me too. But it still is a mess because we all made a giant mess. So we're going to just get this cleaned up, and then I'm going to get all of those pies put into the freezer. When I do take them out of the freezer, I'll bake them straight from frozen at 350 degrees. And normally they go for around 45 minutes to an hour. I do know from experience with apple pies, it takes at least 15 minutes longer to cook them from frozen if you really want the fruit to get nice and soft and you want that crust to get well done. So if you are going to do something like this, be sure to tack on an extra 15 or 20 minutes of baking time. And I think that's about it. I will have these both of these rhubarb recipes at my blog, www.camphomeschool.blogspot.com, and I'll see you guys all later with probably another cooking recipe, and it probably will be rhubarb. Okay, catch you all later. Bye.